Hello again, guys. Thank you for joining me. My name is Dwayne, and today we're going to be looking at the IB Business and Management Internal Assessment for HL. So let's go and look and see what we can get from this to help us to write the IA in an easier and simpler way. Okay, so let's go. Let's first look at the research proposal. Now, the research proposal, this is the first part of the research project that you will be doing. The total number of words, 500, and you can underscore up to 3 marks. All right, what you need to have, you need to have a title page, you need to have a research question. Now, the research question must be addressing an issue or should be analyzing a decision to be made by an organization. And here I have an example. Should ABC Company Limited invest in a new lab to increase profitability? So the research question should be forward thinking, not looking too much as to what happened in the past, but looking at what will happen in the future. The other part of the proposal that you need to focus on is the rationale for the study. Now, I have here like just a simple way that you can put it together. You can write it. One paragraph is enough. So you would want to state the name of the business, the nature of the business, and the location. That's optional. You also would want to state what is happening with the business and in terms of the good and the bad, okay? And then you move on to the theoretical framework. Now, this is where you need to select at least 3 areas from the syllabus, and these are the areas that you're going to use to have your discussion throughout your research paper. So you should not just state the area from the syllabus, like example 3.5 ratio analysis. You want to state the area from the syllabus, but also give information as to how this will actually help you in accomplishing what you have set out to accomplish in the research project. So here I have, if you're using the ratio analysis, you could write profitability and efficiency ratios will be used to evaluate financial status of the company and whether it will be feasible to develop the new lab. So you give a little information as to what and why you're using this aspect from the syllabus. The other one is methodology, which you're going to be looking at the primary data, where you'll be getting primary data. So, you can get that from interviews, questionnaires, surveys, and you need at least 2 to 3 sources from which to gather that primary data. You can also use secondary data like profit and loss account, balance sheet, and any other reports, journal from the company that would definitely help and enhance your research project, okay? And you can approach like managers, employees, customers, suppliers, competitors to garner that information. Then the next thing that you will encounter is the anticipated difficulties. And here you just don't want to be stating the difficulties, but you want to state the difficulties and also identify possible solutions. And here we have bias information from director. That could be an anticipated difficulty, but then the solution would be to prepare a letter of confidentiality to gain the director's confidence that you can collect the correct information. Okay, and after that you would want to have the action plan, which really just given the order of activities and the timeline of the project. So at what time you will do what, okay? And you can use the Gantt chart to represent that. So that is just the proposal, 500 words, 3 marks. Let's go over to the written report now. So this is 2,000 words. Okay, and again, you should have the written report. You should have a title page. Okay, and then after that you have the acknowledgements, then you have the table of contents, and then you're going to move on to the executive summary. Now the executive summary, it is recommended that you write this at the end of the project. Okay, because this executive summary is basically, it's like an abstract, and it's giving the reader all the information about the project. Okay, so in the first paragraph you might want to have like 1 to 3 sentences to inform the reader about why you have undertaken the research, and you want to state the research question as well. In the second paragraph, you want to give a brief description of the methodologies, okay, that you have used in the research process. And for the final paragraph, you want to clearly state the conclusion and make recommendations. Okay, so just be clear about the conclusion. Yes, I believe that the company should engage in this project, or no, I don't believe. You be clear and you state your recommendations. Okay, the next thing is the introduction. Now, the introduction, in the first paragraph, you might want to give information about the name of the company, the nature of the company, the number of employees, and the type of company that you have researched. Okay, and then in the other paragraph, in the introduction, you want to clearly outline the issue or the decision you're investigating, okay, or that you have investigated. All right, so you're given the aims of the research and why you have conducted this research. And then after that, you move on to methodology. So again, you're given information about the primary and the secondary sources, and you want to state what information you'll be getting, or what information you have garnered from these instruments. Okay, so you're not just stating them that you did interviews. You need to say, I conducted interviews in order to collect information from the manager about the challenges the company is facing. And then you want to also put the limitations here. And this, you can go on Google and you can search advantages, disadvantages of the different sources, and then you can all put that in your research. Then you move on to the main results and findings. Now, this is where you want to present the key findings. You're not doing any sort of discussion. You're really just presenting what you have gotten from the research. So like an example here, you just say 60% of employees believe that a new lab would create more work, whereas 40% believe that is an opportunity for self-development. So basically, you're just giving the information based on what you have collected. Okay? The analysis and the discussion area, this is where now you want to use the management tools, the techniques, and the theories, and you want to use what you have in the research proposal. So in the research proposal, on the theory framework, if you have, say, fishbone diagram that you want to use that to analyze, then you'll write the fishbone diagram, and then you'll have discussion about that. So you'll pull information from the interview, you'll pull information from the questionnaire, you'll pull information from the survey, and you'll have discussion on the fishbone diagram, or the decision tree, or the SWOT, or whatever you would have selected from the syllabus. So you would take 3 areas that you would have selected from the syllabus, and you will discuss each. And then what you'll do, you'll integrate the information from all the sources that you have collected information because that's how you're going to be making your case. And when you're doing the discussion, you're looking at the advantages, you're looking at the disadvantages, you're looking at the pros, you're looking at the cons. You're not being descriptive, but you're being evaluative, okay? And I just wrote that little example to give an idea, of the discussion that you can have in this area. And finally is your conclusion and recommendation. The conclusion should be from your analysis and discussion. So it should not be like you're trying to introduce new information, but you're now making a conclusion. So again, you can use the 3 or 4 or 5 areas that you would have selected from the syllabus, and then you can state by using the decision tree, yes, this decision should go, or we should not take this decision. And then you make recommendations, which should be clear and they should be practical as well. There's also the reflective thinking that you must not miss from the research, because you can score up to 2 points here. So this is where you reflect critically on the approach taken, and you can also state some limitations. And then after that, you just put your references, and remember, put them in alphabetical order. And then if there are appendices, you put those in as well. And remember, with the references, the appendices, this aspect will not impact on the word count, okay? So this is just an overview of the IB Business and Management internal assessment. So I do hope that you enjoyed this video and you will join me again. Thank you for watching.